You have to understand that no one is coming to save you, and that's not something to fear. It's something to embrace because it means you hold the pen, you control the pace, and you decide how this story plays out. And the truth is, you don't need anyone's permission to rise, to evolve, to change direction, or to completely rewrite who you are and what you stand for, because you were never meant to fit into a mold. You were meant to break cycles, build dreams, and become the kind of person your younger self would look up to with pride. Not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. Because everything you've been through, every setback, every silent night, every time you felt invisible or not good enough, it was all preparation. It was sharpening your mindset, testing your resilience, and revealing the parts of you that only pressure could uncover. And now it's on you to take that pain and turn it into power, to turn that doubt into fuel, and stop waiting for the stars to align when you were born to shine under pressure, born to rise in the dark, born to keep walking when others stop. And yes, it's going to be uncomfortable, and yes, it's going to require more from you than you thought you had to give. But every time you show up, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, you prove to yourself that you are not here to live on autopilot, not here to follow the crowd, not here to just exist. You're here to thrive, to grow, to stretch so far beyond your limits that you look back one day and hardly recognize the person you used to be, because they were still figuring it out. But you kept going. You took risks. You made mistakes. But you learned. You adapted. You pushed through. And even when no one clapped, even when no one noticed, you kept grinding, kept building, kept believing that somehow, some way, this effort would pay off because you knew deep down that greatness isn't handed out. It's earned in the quiet, built in the early mornings, forged in the late nights when no one's watching and quitting would be easier, but you don't do easy. You do growth, you do passion, you do purpose, and you don't just dream. You chase, you build, you bleed for what you believe in because you know that comfort zones never made history and safety never sparked transformation, and you didn't come this far just to stay the same. You came this far to evolve, to elevate, to rewrite every narrative that said you can't, and replace it with watch me. So stop underestimating yourself. Stop playing small to make others feel comfortable. Stop waiting for signs when your intuition is screaming that it's time. It's your time to rise, to commit, to step forward, even if your legs are shaking, because confidence doesn't come from knowing everything. It comes from doing the thing anyway. And every time you keep your promise to yourself, every time you follow through, even in tiny ways, you build that momentum, you build that trust, and suddenly you're no longer the person who talks about what they want to do. You become the one who does it, and the world starts to notice because energy doesn't lie. And when you move with clarity, with intention, with fire in your chest and purpose in your steps, you draw opportunities, you attract alignment, and you create a ripple effect